Hello and welcome back. So far we have covered inner joins, full outer join and left outer join. In this video we'll be talking about another concept that is called the right outer join. It is very similar to what is there in left outer join. So let's first of all try to visualize and build what an expected output from a right outer join would be. As always, we'll be picking up table 1, column 1, 2 and 3 from the table 1 and column 1 and 2 from table 2. As we discussed earlier, that in case of a right outer join, SQL will check the entries in table 1, that is the table that is on the left side, and do it and go row by row on it and check for the presence of a corresponding data in table number 2. In case of a right order join, it will do the exact same thing, but it will check all the columns of table 2 and then find out the relevant data on in table 1. So in this case, what would happen is first SQL will pick up this value, the first row of table 2, and then see if the value A is present in the third column of table 1 or not. So here if you see, A is present twice at this place and at this place. So it will pick these records, these two records, and paste them here. And this thing will repeat again. Then it will go to the second row and check it out. B is occurring twice. So it will do it twice here. And first one was this, second one is this. Similarly, it will go for C and C, and it sees that C is occurring twice. Again, copy, paste it twice, first entry, second entry. Then it goes to the next row, that is D. Again, D is occurring twice, so it will copy this and paste it again, and copy this and this, and paste here. Then going to column number E, or the row number with the value E. Here E is occurring only once, so it picks up this one, pastes here, picks up E only once from here, and pastes here. Next would be the turn of the row with value F. It occurs only once, so picks up this thing, pastes here. Then comes G. If you see G is not present here, so what will happen is that it will simply copy this from here and paste it here and upload and update these values as null. Then comes the turn of column row with value H. H is also not present, so same thing happens. I is present once, same, so it will pick the value for I. Then J, K, L, nothing is there, so picks till these three and makes all of them as null. This is null. So L is over, then comes D, E, F, and G. So in this case, it will pick D again, and D is present once and twice. So copies it, pastes here, and this thing is repeated twice. E is again present only once, so it copies, pastes. E is present only once, done. F is present only once, comes here. Value of F is this one in the left table, paste. Then comes G, again G is not present, so the values from the left table would become null. So this is what it would look like. So for these ones, it will show up as null. Let me just color code them. I'll just color code them like this. Okay. Now let's see if the output is same if we run it on Postgres. But before that, let's see how many rows are there. So here you see 21 records are showing up. Now let's go to pgadmin. Here, the syntax stays entirely the same as in the case of left outer join. Instead, we just change this to right, and that's it. So if I run this query, you would see that 21 records are there. So I copy this entire thing and I paste it here, and I will populate the column names also. So again, as we faced earlier, these things would move to the left if we copy from SQL and paste in Excel. So I'll just move them back to the respective places. So here you see GH, JKL, and G. These values are null. Let's see it in pgadmin. So here you see GH, these values are null. Then for JKL, these values are null. And for G, these values are null. Okay. So these are all null values. Let me populate them here, and populate them. Now let's compare. So again, I'll do the concatenation function. If you want to know more about concatenation function and any other Excel functions, you can always check out the tutorials on Excel. So I'll just write this, concatenate this, comma this, comma this, comma this, comma this, and I would populate it. I'll check if it is unique or not. So I do a countif on it, equals to countif on this, comma this, and you see every value is unique. So I do the same thing on this table, on the right table, and it is concatenated exactly the same way, and everything is occurring only once. So now let's copy these two and paste them as values here. Values. I sort this one, data sort, continue the correct selection, done. Then I pick this one and sort it out, sort, continue with current selection, done. Okay, now let me check if this matches this or not. Here you see it matches entirely. Now if you look at it, the difference between a left order join and a right order join was, in case of a left order join, it picked this thing one by one and checked the presence in this table. In case of right order join, it picked the right table one by one and checked the presence on the left table. Okay, that's the only difference. Now there are two things that we will discuss. First is that we want to visualize right auto join from the perspective of a full auto join. So this was our output from full auto join, isn't it? So if you look at it, in case of right auto join, if the value is not there in the right table, or the right side table on the right hand side, then that will not show up. So effectively, this would be the output of a right auto join. Let's check it out if that matches with what we got. Okay, so this is our right auto join output. Let me paste it here and paste it as values, and then let me sort it out, and I've sorted it. Now let me check if this matches with this. Okay, or this is the actual output, so I'll just point it out here. So if you see, this is how it matches. This is the first thing. Second thing that we want to check is that what if I interchange these two tables, this table, and move it to the left side, and take table 1 and move it to the right side, and then I do a left auto join. So when table 2 was on the right side, I did a right auto join. When table 2 is on the left side, I'll do a left auto join, and then I would see if the output would be the same or not. Let me do that. So what I'll do here is I'll copy this one, and then I replace it. I move table 1 to the right, and I move table 2 to the left, and then I do a left auto join. And then let's see what the output is. If I run it, again I got 21 records. I'll copy this entire thing, move to Excel, paste it here, and then I rearrange as I did it earlier. I paste it here, I cut it, paste it here, cut this, paste this here, and populate the value of the empty cells with null. I do the concatenation part and the count part. So this is what it is. So I copy it, then I paste them here. I copy these values, go back to my earlier output, or this was my earlier output, isn't it? I get this earlier output and I paste them as values. I take this new output and I paste this one as values also, and then I'll sort. So now I've sorted both the tables, both the values, and then I'll check if this equals to this. And let me populate it. Yes. So if you see, left outer join, the output of a left outer join with table 1 on the left side is the same, sorry, the output of a right outer join with table 1 on the left side would be the same as the value of a left outer join with table 1 on the right side. Or I can also say it this way: when table 2 was on the right side, the value of the right outer join is the same as the value of a left outer join if table 2 is on the left side. Okay. Now let's try to visualize it from a Venn diagram perspective. Assume that this is table 1. Okay, let me color it this way. And then let me assume this is table 2. Let me color it blue. So if you see this, these are the records which are common, which is matching between this table and this table. And I want to fetch these records, that is the common records, right? So like I fetch T2C1 C2, sorry, T2C1 T2C2 T2C3 and T1C1 and so on. So these are the common fields that I want to see after the joining. So I'll just mark them with a border. And if I do a full outer join, I'll get all these values. And here, these will be marked as null. These will be marked as null. If I do in an inner join, I'll get the values of these ones, the common ones. So where nothing will be null. If I do a left outer join, then I'll get the values of these ones, where this section would be marked as null. If I do a right outer join, then I will get the values of these ones, where these records will be marked as null. So with that, we come to an end of the concept of joining two tables. Thank you for watching.